Welcome to Reykjavik.
Apparently it happens about every 5 minutes. Wow.
Wow.
That is the most rebellious thing I've done yet on this cruise. Hey Ludi, you're in the Blue Lagoon.
I sure am.
We're at an amazing crater. Wow.
Am I getting it anywhere?
Today on my running plan I have 26 kilometers. Hope it fries off my leg here so I never have to shave my legs again. This is so cool! Iceland is so cool! Welcome to part 2 of our Iceland adventures. If you missed our last few episodes, we've just boarded our 14-night transatlantic cruise from Copenhagen to Boston. Our very first stop was Norway's sunny beach town Kristiansand. We then crossed the Arctic Circle as we made our way towards Reykjavik, Iceland. While here, we visited the mighty Gullfoss Waterfall, checked out the world's northernmost botanical garden, we received a surprise room upgrade, and indulged in the best specialty restaurant ever. We're now on our way to our second and final stop in Iceland, Reykjavik.
Yep.
I don't think I can put this on YouTube. What are we doing today?
Well, at 9:30 a.m. we have to go get our passport stamped by the Icelandic police that are on the boat.
And why do we have to get the passport stamped?
Because we're leaving the Schengen area.
As well as an app, we have this little newsletter that comes in that Ludvig was just looking at, and it tells us where we're going to be that day and gives us a little bit of info, like what time we arrive, what the weather forecast is going to be, when the sunrise and sunset is, so it's really handy. It says here today is sunny with a chance of rain, so... Oh!
With our immigration inspection in preparation for our departure from the Schengen area, decks 10, 11 and 12. Please make sure you have your SeaPass card and your passport with you when making your way.
Not us. We should probably go to breakfast because the immigration seems to be speeding along pretty well. We don't know when we'll get called to have our passports checked. Passports all checked at the immigration spot. Didn't take too long at all. And if you're wondering why we're puffing, it's because we decide to take the stairs everywhere we go. We try not to take the lift. Now it's time for some marathon training. Apparently today on my running plan I have 26 kilometers. I'm not promising I'll do that whole thing, so see how far I get. Are you gonna do 26 kilometers?
No, I'm not doing that at all.
Post-half marathon feast. Here we go. Starting with corn fritters. Ludvig's looking mysterious.
And look at this. This is mine.
Why don't you get another one? I'm the one who ran the half marathon.
That you did.
Course number 2. I have a seared salmon with a sweet corn succotash. Succotash.
I don't know what this is. It's a chili with some bread. Lentil chili with some bread.
It looks really good. Course number 3 is floating something.
Floating what?
Our waiters couldn't even remember what it was called. Oh, it's a floating meringue on top of vanilla cream.
Yes.
Yum. And of course, compulsory black coffee. Okay, dessert number 2. No, just kidding. I didn't like that, so Ludvig took my floating thing. Such a gentleman. He's finished off his one and now he's eating my one. Thank you.
Someone's got to do
It's a really hard job, yeah.
Welcome to Reykjavik.
Yay! This is so exciting. We're finally ticking off the Blue Lagoon today. It's been on my bucket list for quite a long time. I know it's super duper touristy, but you've got to do it once while here in Iceland, I say. It's like doing the onsen hot pools whilst in Queenstown. So we've got a 4-hour excursion booked today. I think it cost about $169 US each to do this, including our transportation, which is going to take 45 minutes from the boat all the way to the Blue Lagoon. We then have 2 hours at the Blue Lagoon itself.
Included in our package is 1 drink of choice.
Each.
And yeah, each. We're not sharing a drink. And 1 mud mask each.
Each. I don't.
So
Probably
otherwise you
don't.
get half each. That would be ridiculous.
Mud mask each.
1.
Mud mask each. So we're gonna leave this beautiful, amazing, deluxe camera at home. We're gonna switch to the GoPro because we wanna enjoy ourselves. We wanna swim around with the camera and show you guys the best we can. But beware, the sound and video quality might not be as great, but the entertainment will surely keep you going. Was that really cheesy? Yes. That's right, so keep watching. Also, I just forgot the best part. Did my half marathon on the treadmill today, 21 kilometers. This has got to be the best day ever to go in the Blue Lagoon. I cannot wait to rest my little legs in that water and just float and let the minerals repair my body. This is the best timing ever. Thanks to Ludvig. I was gonna do it 2 days from now, but Ludvig said, no, hello, Blue Lagoon. Thank you, honey. That was the best idea. Hey Ludi,
Yeah.
You're in the Blue Lagoon.
I sure am.
It's raining right now, but it doesn't take away from this experience at all. It's quite refreshing actually, feeling the raindrops and then being in the nice hot water.
Massive. Absolutely massive.
Okay, welcome to the famous Blue Lagoon. It feels surreal to actually be here in real life, and it is just as good, if not better, than you can imagine it. A few of the really cool facts we learned while driving in the bus here. Our tour guide was lovely. She gave us a few little hints and tips, such as when you come here, you want to place conditioner in long hair for the ladies and some of the guys who have long hair. Put conditioner in your hair, tie it up, and you want to keep your hair out of this water because otherwise it's going to turn into a wire, apparently. I didn't want to test that theory, so I took her advice, placed a bunch of conditioner in here, and it's up in a bun. You're also going to want to take off any valuable jewelry because the minerals are so strong in this water. Valuable jewelry might not come out looking quite like they look when you go in.
Another good fact is that they don't need chlorine in the water because every 2 days the water replaces itself. So it's very, very clean.
One last really cool fact is that apparently in the early 1900s, a man who had psoriasis discovered this little pool of water lying in beneath the lava rocks. After a couple of weeks, he noticed his psoriasis started to disappear. He went to the doctor and the doctor was amazed. He asked, what have you been doing differently? And he just said, I've been bathing in this interesting water for a couple of weeks. And this is the Blue Lagoon, of course. So apparently this place has healing powers for skin conditions such as psoriasis. Also, I feel like since it makes your hair hard like a wire, I hope it fries off my leg hair so I never have to shave my legs again. Wouldn't that be great?
So you put your palms out, yeah? Be careful around your eyes, leave it on for about 10 minutes, and then you rinse it in the water afterwards.
Alright, we're about to get a mud mask, the famous mud mask in the Blue Lagoon.
Am I getting it anywhere?
Yeah. Put it up on your forehead as well.
They're good?
Yeah. Handy tip, if you do come to the Blue Lagoon and it's raining, we've just noticed a couple of people who have put the mud mask on and then stayed standing out in the rain. The mask is starting to run into their eyes and it's apparently really sore. So we're just going to basically place ourselves under this little tiny bridge and stay here for 10 minutes while the mask is on.
How much mud did you get?
I got a whole lot of... Can I put some more on you? Because yours is like gone.
What tastes like? Sulfur.
What are you laughing at?
Your face.
Is it heaps?
Yeah.
Is it covered?
Yeah.
Is my whole face covered?
Pretty much. It burns. It burns on my eyebrows.
Why are you talking like that?
Because it burns.
You look so creepy.
What are you doing? Oh, what are you doing?
I'm going to hang out underneath this bridge for 5 minutes while it is setting because I want to make the most of this mud mask and I want to come out feeling like a princess. If you think this is a super touristy place and you'd rather not come here, scratch that. Definitely put this on your bucket list. You've got to come here at least once. It is definitely what it lives up to be. Although quite crowded, it's very spacious. You're never going to
feel crowded at all.
There's a lot of people here, but there's so much space for everybody.
Look at this.
Also, we're about to go and check out the bar, get our one free drink each that we get with the special band. Oh, when you come here, you get this little band, and this is what controls your locker. This is also your wallet, so if you want to buy anything, you can use this, and you basically scan it on the way out, and you'll get your little balance and pay it off as you leave.
We found the bar. From the Blue Lagoon, walk in, I almost pooped my pants. This guy staring at me.
It's pretty scary.
Set the clocks back tomorrow night.
Again. Wow. This is another really interesting part of the transatlantic cruise that is kind of obvious when I think about it now, but I definitely didn't take it into consideration when booking this. We keep on gaining an extra hour every day.
Every sea day we get an extra hour a night.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I know that sounds mega obvious, but
yeah, now it does.
But it sounds obvious now because we're obviously traveling in a different timeline, gaining an hour each time, but that's definitely not something I thought about. So it's really nice. We keep on getting an extra hour of sleep, sleeping a little bit longer or getting an extra hour in our day. We're off to bed now. We're getting up at 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
So it's time for bed. Get ready for another adventure tomorrow, our last day in Iceland. Good night.
Let's do it.
To yesterday's bus ride, our guide this time around was very informative, and we were so excited to learn so much about Reykjavik and Iceland as a whole. We learned that Iceland's population sits at 380,000 and has approximately the same surface area as Ohio. For some perspective, Ohio apparently has 12 million people, so you can imagine how spacious Iceland feels. A few more facts about Reykjavik. A third of Iceland's population lives here, and in 1940, Reykjavik became the first geothermal heated city in the world. In fact, 95% of the homes here are heated by geothermal heat, via pipes feeding water into each home and apartment. No fossil fuels and no oils. We're at our very first stop. We just learned that Iceland has perfect drinking tap water. It is quite pointless to buy bottled water in Iceland.
Any water you find in lakes and streams, just drink it.
Today's excursion had us driving a total of 289 kilometers. Our first stop on this 9.5-hour adventure is one of the most frequently visited attractions in the country, Thingvellir National Park. Thingvellir is one of 3 main attractions in the Golden Circle. As the most popular tourist route in the country, it's likely you'll do this while here. Most notably, Thingvellir is known as the only place in the world where you can stand between 2 continental plates. As the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates drift away from each other, you can walk in the scenic rift valley that marks the border between these 2 continents. The plates slowly shift apart by 2 centimeters a year, changing the landscape and creating an extraordinary sight. This place is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a very important historical location in Iceland.
We found a tiny Keurig Bolton.
In olden times, drowning here was widely used as a method of execution. Okay, second stop of the day, Cherry Crater.
I don't know.
I am completely butchering that name, but we're at an amazing crater. Wow! So apparently we're on the Golden Circle tour, but an extended version. So one of the extensions is of course coming to this crater. And after shivering up here on the side of the crater, we are going to a hot spring steam bath. And best of all, we get 1.5 hours in this steam bath. I'm so excited. Yay! We've done our 2 very first activities, and now we're at the Fontana spa steam place. Fontana, that's what it's called. Basically there's a bunch of nice outdoor hot tubs that seem to be varying in different temperatures. We have some little cold showers. We have a outdoor sauna. We have a bucket over here, which Ludvig may demonstrate later. Ooh. And then Ludvig's just pointed out, here's a little wharf going into the lake. He has said he's going to go in there after the sauna, so we'll see if he keeps that promise.
I will.
Will you?
I will.
Okay.
Head on in.
Here we go for the sauna.
Welcome to the sauna. I'm dying.
He's pretty excited to get out there to that cold water since we just filled the steam level in this room up to here.
Here we go out. You can stay in here and watch me.
Oh no, I'm gonna get a video of you.
Oh, okay. I'm going now.
Okay, he's going. Okay, I'm done. Oh! That was the most rebellious thing I've done yet on this cruise. Alright, he hasn't dared me, but I'm gonna do it again! You're like Wim Hof. So apparently I've turned into a lobster.
You're pretty red right now.
Another day, another hot tub. How's this feel?
Hot.
This water is 38 to 40 degrees Celsius.
Well, we just told that there's a steam room as well. He said there's this one, right?
Ooh! Ooh, it's nice. It smells like fart in here. If you've ever been to New Zealand, this place smells like Rotorua. It also tastes like it. Now we're at the
Gullfoss.
Gullfoss. Is that how you say it?
I have no clue.
It's either Gullfoss or Gullfoss Waterfall. Let's go and see it.
Let's go.
Woohoo! This is so cool! Iceland is so cool! Another day, another waterfall! Waterfall and waterfall! There's so much waterfall happening over here, and another giant one down here. Wow. Wow. This is our very last stop on this excursion, and it is of course the geyser. We cannot leave this place without checking this thing out. We've just arrived on the bus and we just saw our first one. The water literally just shot up in the air. It was amazing. Apparently it happens about every 5 minutes, so we're going to hang around here for a little while longer and hopefully catch another one. You excited?
I'm excited.
I've just come from the Commonwealth Games watching my little brother compete in wrestling, and our bus guide has just shown me that right by our bus is Icelandic wrestling. Apparently in Icelandic wrestling they have these little undies on with a harness, and you must always hold the side of the waist, grip the harness, and it's all about footwork and speed.
Honking of the horn.
We truly thought Iceland could very well be overrated and super touristy, but to our surprise this place truly does live up to the hype. Although there are a lot of people exploring this place, it doesn't necessarily take away from the magic. The Blue Lagoon especially surprised us. Although there were tons of people everywhere, the place was so incredibly spacious, and most importantly, Ludvig loved it. He normally despises crowds, so I was very happy about that. Obviously, on a cruise, you're limited with time to explore, and it's not necessarily the best way to get a really in-depth look at a country. We were well aware of this. So we looked at this cruise as more of a preview to Iceland, and has only raised our curiosity more to come back here and explore Iceland in depth. It's so rocky. It sounds really, really rough out there. I'm gonna go and take a look at the waves. woken up rolling around in bed this morning. It was pretty intense weather. Feels very windy, very wavy, but it's still quite soothing in bed. Do you find it quite nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, neither of us have felt any kind of seasickness whatsoever yet, so that's been nice. Last night when we got back to our room, the captain came over this weekend, just let us know that due to bad weather, we're actually having to cancel one of our stops in Greenland. So that means for the next 7 days until we get to Boston, we only have 1 day at port in Qaqortoq in Greenland. We do have a second day in Greenland just cruising through Prince Christian Sound, which is apparently absolutely stunning, so we're excited for that, and even more excited that we have a balcony to witness it. So yeah, for the next week, with 1 day off the ship, it is going to be some extreme relaxation, some extreme coffee drinking,
Some intense gymming. Shoot, ton of food.
yes. We've got some salsa classes, we've got some bingo to play, we have some more coin pusher to do, we've got Ludvig's birthday coming up in a couple of days. It's just going to be a wild time. If you've never done a cruise that has a lot of sea days, you've never really experienced true relaxation. There's nothing quite like being on a ship with nowhere to go, out in the ocean, just forced to relax. It's so nice, especially when you've got no Wi-Fi. I highly recommend maybe not getting the Wi-Fi package when you go on a cruise next time, just to see if you like the kind of break we're having.
I like it.
Break from the world.
Next up is a full ship tour. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out.